Hey, this is Corey Barnes.
And this is Lisa Caperton, and you're listening to Her Turn to Talk. How are things going for you?
They're good. I was just telling you I have purple mouth, but it's not from mine. It's from my purple superfood smoothie.
Sounds very delicious.
So life is good.
I'm a clusterfuck today myself. First of all, I didn't sleep well. Like, one of my kids had a nightmare, and then so I had to go into his room, and I was laying down with him, and then I hear my other kid. I'm like, "Are you awake?" So like all three of us are awake. Danny's happily sleeping, but all three of us are awake. And Jacob's like, "I just want to get up. Like, let's just get up." I'm like, "No, it's 3:30 in the morning. We're not getting up." And so it's just a really long night.
Yeah.
And I have like broken out in hives, and I don't know why.
What?
Yes, there's like all over like my torso and my back, and like a couple under my arms and a little bit on my legs. It's been a few days, but the other day I had a complete meltdown of like an outer body experience of craziness that happened.
Oh,
like I was looking up hives online, and then this one thing.
So it's been a couple of days.
Yeah, and then this one thing comes up about bed bugs. Well, yep. I have a huge phobia of lice, bed bugs, things like that. It's torture. And so the other night we were just sitting on the couch, and like logically I know that that's not what is happening, because I looked just to make sure, to like check the bed and everything, but it's only me, like nobody else in the house, right? And we haven't been anywhere. Like there's no like and anyway. So I was sitting there randomly watching TV, and I pause it, and I'm like, Danny, and I'm like, I have to just say something to you that I know is crazy, but I need you to like just reassure me that that's not what's happening. And I like told him that, what if this is bed bugs? And he's like, it's not like how. He was like, they don't just like randomly like aren't cruising down the street and then just like pick a house to go into. That's not how it works. Like, there's no way. But Corey, I started to just melt down. I had an outer body emotional experience to where I had my sane side who's like listening to the shit that's coming out of my mouth and like knowing that it's not logical or real. But then I had this other part of my body that was in complete fear and like the what if it is. And I totally started like cracking up laughing, but also full on terrifying crying at the same time. Like they're both happening at the same. Danny was just looking at me like I think I scared him to death, because he was just like, what is happening? It only lasts about 5 minutes, and then I was able to pull myself together. And
damn.
But I don't know what it is. Like Danny was like,
have you used sunscreen earlier? I mean recently?
No. And not like on my face, but not.
Have
like
you been in the sun a lot?
No, not
walking
just like
dogs?
Walking, but like with clothes on, like not on those areas.
Because I get sun rash. What is it called? The sun
heat rash or
heat rash, and that's what it breaks out. I break out in hives. I don't know.
Well, that's what it almost felt like, but it like comes and goes, and it itches, and like it'll just randomly, like not even being outside, I'll just like have a spot happen. And yeah. And so I don't know if it's like some kind of physical thing that's kind of going on that's tied to emotion that I'm not sure, that I think I'm happy, like everything's fine. And maybe there's just like this part of my body. It's like, no, like pay attention. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. But anyways, that was a pretty crazy little moment of breaking.
Well, I'm glad
but
you're
I
better.
also did see something that I want for my birthday.
What?
It's not for a couple months. But I saw the greatest kind of birthday parade that you could ever have, Corey.
What?
In California, People are having birthday alpaca parades. Alpacas will come and parade in front of your house.
Just a whole line of alpacas.
That would be the greatest thing ever.
Oh my God. Alpaca parades.
I would
Brilliant.
love it. I would love it. I'm surely we can find that here in Colorado. Somebody's got alpacas.
I'm sure. I'm sure we could.
But so I'm emotional roller coaster, but that's okay. You know,
It is okay.
Yeah.
It'll pass.
It will. And
It will pass.
yeah. I bet you've been
And
doing
it's
good.
okay. I love that, like, I've been seeing a lot of memes and Instagram stuff and like sayings and this and that, and it's really true. Like, it's okay not to be okay right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not okay. It's okay to not be okay anytime, you know? And like, it will pass. And sometimes it doesn't pass as fast as we'd like it to. But we're gonna keep having the good days, streaks. You and I were talking on the phone yesterday about it, right? I had my moment yesterday on the phone with you, and that passed. I totally forgot. I've been feeling good today. I've been trying to keep it real simple. Ride my bike. I try to move. I'm, keeping myself active during the day. I don't watch the TV still, and I wait until the evening. I've been trying not a strict structure, but it's like I try to move my body. I try to do a little work here and there, I try to help someone else. I'm helping Jackie with her business, And then I try to spend a little time with Travis. I'm just like, and then I drink my water and I sleep and and then I haven't set an alarm. I actually did yesterday, but otherwise I've been waking up at like 7:30. I would be like to wake up at like 6:30, but I'm just rolling with it. My body doesn't want to wake up.
Right.
Nothing. Why am I? There's this fatigue, and I was beating myself up about being tired, and I was like, you know what? It's so much easier when I just allow myself to be tired or to feel a certain way. I was telling the girls this morning. I was in a Zoom meeting, and I said now that now that I have my period again, this will be the third one since I got the IUD removed. And I was like, now I can track it. There's apps, right? So I get to track like my ovulation. And so I know that my period's coming. So I'm like, I tell Travis, I'm like, oh, heads up, I might be PMSing soon. and then I like, it's really great because I was thinking today, like, oh, perhaps, something's going to happen here. I'm probably going to get irritable, restless, discontent. I'm going to be wanting to eat everything. I already feel a little bloated. I'm like, all right, I'm on it,
It's like, ring the bell. It's coming. It's coming.
Yes. But what a great thing. It's so nice to know that, like, okay, that's what's going on.
Right.
But yeah, I really enjoy riding my bike. I love riding my bike right now. I know your Peloton's coming. That's something to look forward to.
I know.
And you have a bike, right?
I do. I have been
for a bike ride.
I'm getting out every day. I've already gone on 2 walks today, and it does help.
Yeah.
Do you hear my fan?
No.
Did you turn my fan off?
No. And Travis and I, we have this little deck off of our bedroom, and we've never done anything with it. So that's like our little project right now. We're going to put up this nice privacy screen. So because I want to sunbathe out there, and if I want to go out and have a coffee in the morning and still have my, pajama, nightie on without any underwear, I'm good, and we got an umbrella and we have some chairs out there. I got bird feeders after we last spoke.
Yeah.
I picked up some bird feeders, so there's a bird feeder hanging off the patio, and
that we got I just ordered Ryan a do-it-yourself bird house kit. So they send you all the supplies, but you got to build it and then paint it yourself.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, I don't know. Now I'm having all these fucking birds. I'm feeding them. It's happening.
I'm waiting for mine to come. None have come yet.
Did you get birds
around?
Birds? Did you put seed out already and they're not coming to it?
Yeah.
I think it took ours a couple, maybe, I don't remember because we did it last summer. This time it didn't take as long, but I felt like it the same way. It took a while for them to like notice, but I've already chased off. We have a squirrel now and he won't leave it alone. And he is like going through that bird seed like crazy. He or she, I don't know, but I keep trying to chase it off or let Katie out there and chase it off, but it just comes right back and it like hangs upside down and shoves its face and it's chewed to make the holes bigger so it can like get more
Oh
seed.
no. I know they're
I don't know what
smart.
to do about it. Yeah, I don't know how you
Smart.
keep it not away or
I
keep
know.
it away.
I was reading that it was like rule of twos. The birds could come in 2 days, 2 hours, 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 years, but they'll come eventually. And I'm like, 2 years. I'm not gonna. So we put suet in the front. I was hoping that maybe we would track something, and I just wanted to see what suet would be like, and then we put the bird seed up there. So we'll see. I've seen them
Exciting.
around, but I'm excited. I love bird watching. All of my life, I love birds. I was telling Travis I have a tattoo of a freaking bird on my back. I
Yeah.
like birds.
Bird, bird, bird. So we asked our listeners for stories, or we asked our friends, and now we can ask our listeners though. And so we're going to read to you some of our friends and acquaintances and people we know's stories that they sent us about these times in our lives, little moments about how they're feeling or what's going on in their lives.
Because
And
we're
so
still in the pandemic.
we're still in the and looks like we will be for a while. And I was just thinking, I'm like, we all have these moments that may be a little different, but we all have we're all sharing this similar experience in one way or another. And so I feel like we're all feeling the same kinds of feelings, maybe at different times, but it's also relatable to each other. So yeah, if you have stories or a moment or snapshots, send them to us. Send them to info@her turn to talk podcast.com. Also, you can reach out to us. We have a private Facebook group, Her Turn to Talk. All you got to do is send a request. We'll accept it, and follow us and rate and review and subscribe.
Unless you're a creeper.
Unless, I don't know, that might be interesting.
We welcome all creepers.
It depends on the extent of creepiness, right?
Yes.
Do you want to read a story first, or do you want me to?
Why don't you go first?
Okay, this one's a little longer one. I don't know why I printed them out, and I'm like, should I practice? Like, I get so nervous reading things, and then I'm like, what if I say something wrong? But who cares? This
Go
one
for it.
is the class of COVID-19. There are many ways that my particular part of the world, my life, has been touched or changed due to the virus. Some sublime, some radical, some necessary after introspection, some joyous, some sadness, because of the mind-shattering number of people as we, a country, as a world, have lost and are fighting for their lives due to the virus. Some things I feel the same, and once again, I am reminded that genuine laughter and shared humor always saves the day. There are so many just weird and odd things going on right now, and are shading their lane with the calm, the humor, and the love. I only need to look across the room to see all of that in one interesting, kind, and maybe slightly OCD man, my husband. Intelligent, funny, grounded, very organized, loves deep sea fishing, his vegetable garden, all sports, old cowboy movies, and of course, his family. We are sheltering in place in a different state due to other circumstances. So fishing has become his head clearing. Being on the water being on the water is his go-to. He proudly provides some amazing fish dinners. And then the marina started doing smaller trips. And then they closed for a week. And then came with fewer and smaller trips to accommodate social distancing. And then they closed the marinas until question mark. So then what becomes of the tomato growing fisherman? He retains his hunter gatherer self by continuing to hunt. The bounty has changed. Instead of amazing vegetable garden and beautiful fish dinners, the bounty is, well, now bounty and huge packages of toilet paper and cleaning supplies. When the supplies get low, he goes on a stakeout, armed with a tall iced coffee from Dunkin's, sunglasses, a hat, a credit card, and music. He finds the shadiest space he can find with an excellent view so that he doesn't have to get out of the truck too early, as there's line and restrictions on the number allowed in. He has to park close to the exit so he can see paper products in the cart. If there are some, he gets in line knowing there's a pallet being fairly distributed. All of this done with precision timing. Never takes too many as he is mindful of the people behind him in line. He comes back to the house, hoisting up the paper towels and toilet paper like it's Super Bowl trophy. Funny, kind, and endearing, but hilariously odd and specific. When you asked what life is like for you right now in this period of time, the first thing that came to my mind was an old public service announcement that had a man holding up an egg. The voiceover says, "This is your brain." Then the egg is cracked into the pan and goes all over the place, bubbly and running. Then the voiceover then comes back and says, "This is your brain on drugs." I think it could be revamped for today. I could see the egg. I could be the egg. And when it is cracked and bubbly and runny, it is the life as I know it in quarantine. So much the same, so much different, and everything interesting.
I love it.
I love it.
Thanks for the entry.
I know. I love it.
All right. This doesn't have a title.
And I love that too, because it is. We're all hunters and gatherers. Our prey is something much different now. It's Lysol and toilet paper.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
It is.
I'm just letting it sink in for a moment. Okay. I thought about being a teacher approximately as long as I considered a career in plumbing, which is to say, not for 1 second. I need to enlarge this. Now I have a job that I never wanted nor applied for, and I'm tasked with trying not to hate it or suck at it. I find those two things are often linked for me, hating something and sucking at it. I teach 2nd and 4th grade now, all the subjects. In addition to my typical role as chef, dog walker, housekeeper, home GM, and sexual desire fulfiller. The pay and benefits are good, and I am, after all, still employed. So I know I shouldn't complain, but my workload has tripled and my me time has vanished. No more yoga, recovery meetings, therapy, nail appointments, or dinners out. My time away from family is created by the necessity of grocery runs and the occasional non-essential errand. I'm an extreme extrovert, but I've realized in sobriety that quiet me time is essential to the maintenance of my equilibrium. I need to wander the mall alone. I need to fold clothes and watch Judge Judy uninterrupted. I also need to be shored up by my friends. I've heard it said that friends are the family we choose, and in that sense, I have a really big, diverse family. And I miss seeing them in person. No, I don't want to meet up with them over Zoom or Skype or any other hip online platform. Suggesting that is like saying, have you considered switching to white wine spritzers? It baffles me. It wouldn't scratch the itch, so I'd rather not be bothered. I don't mean to go all negative, but I am the woman posting a day 26 of living in our bubble pics on my Instagram. A glossy shot of yet another educational board game we're playing. We've watched a lot of PG-13 80s movies, eaten a lot of candy. We've taken lots of walks in between provoking, annoying, and fighting with each other. My favorite thing has been hanging up of my Julie the cruise director hat. I no longer manage everyone's activities and the shuttling to and fro because there are none. And I don't miss them. I like not worrying about getting the kids to their respective soccer practices and games. I like not worrying about missing play practice or a youth church activity. In a sense, the annoyance of being parked is offset by the peace of being parked. But peace brings her first cousin, boredom. That's what this is, an exercise in learning to manage the monotony of life without outside stimulation. The quick high of a retail find, the novelty of a meal out, or the dopamine hit of a good laugh with friends. I get up, make the coffee, and the sameness stretches before me like the plains of Iowa. What are today's assignments? I ask. Please sit up in your chair. I say by 9:15 when 2nd graders melt into a puddle of self, dishes, laundry, dog walk, and if I'm lucky, an episode of Ozark, or my husband can get lucky. All to say, I'll be the first one at the mall, the sushi restaurant, and out with friends for dinner when Boulder opens up again.
I love it. It's so like all inclusive for me in that one. I feel like yes, I get it.
This one about walking the mall alone. I actually went to the mall when my dad started saying to me this was going to be a problem. And he
Mhm.
said, don't, you need to start quarantining now. This was in February. This was mid February. This was before everything. March 13th is when Colorado started freaking out. And so my dad was freaking out starting in the end of January. So I actually went to the mall in February and I took a walk by myself. I bought some popcorn and legit walked the first and second floor just eating popcorn and looking around. I never thought I'd tell anybody that, but I did. Because I was like, really? Like this isn't, and I was like looking around, I'm like people aren't sick. Like this is just, it is so funny. Because
Right.
I've been thinking about that, like, I want to do that again. I want to get my popcorn and go people shopping at the mall and never tell anybody.
No. Well, that's just one thing I feel like I found myself recently longing for. It's just that freedom. And it sounds so weird to say that, but the freedom of aimlessly walking down the aisles at Target or the grocery store and just not really thinking and just looking at things and buying random shit that you don't necessarily need or you didn't come there for.
Why
But that
haven't you gone out and
freedom.
wandered yet with a mask
Um,
on?
with a man. Well, I go outside. I don't like to stay in my house, but I haven't gone to the stores or
I know, why
anything.
not?
Well, just because I feel like I don't have to, and so why do it? And I think partly it's just like um I know part of it is my husband. He's super nervous because he does have asthma, and that makes him a little nervous about things, and and so I feel
It
like I
feels so
have
good to
the
go. You should just
capability. I
sneak out
know.
and then wash your clothes. Take off your clothes in the garage
I was
before you go
thinking
inside.
after my last, I've been on the fence. So here's my thing, right? I go, everything's this constant struggle of this back and forth for me sometimes. And so part of me is like, oh, so we do these online grocery orders and pickups. So I order everything online. I do drive there and I pick it up. I don't go in, but they bring it out to you or whatever. And then part of me was like, I don't know if I should do this. Am I taking this space away from somebody who needs it? And then part of me is like, but we're not supposed to go out and I'm just one more person out there. So why should I go? And it's just like, and so I just haven't. And I think, I told Danny this last time I was like, I feel like I want to go back to the grocery store. It's so silly, but I'm like, please just, I want to go to the grocery store. Because for one thing, my broccoli this time, I got broccoli. I picked up my order on Sunday. I went to cook it last night
And it
and it
was
was all
bad.
mushy. It was
Yeah.
bad. And we've had
I think
several
it'll do
fruit.
your mind and body some good if you just.
And I think, well, I know part of it too was that last trip that I did make to Costco. It was just so
Oh,
bizarre
yeah.
and it was so uncomfortable that it really made me not want to go because it
Yeah.
felt so uncomfortable.
The grocery stores and Target are nice right now
Are
to go
not
for a
bad.
stroll,
Yeah. And that
especially
was at the
Target.
beginning. And I think
Go to
because it
Target.
was it was crowded and people were freaking out in the beginning. And I haven't
Yeah.
been,
Yeah.
since then.
The grocery
But
stores feel
yeah.
strange, but the that tension and anxiety is no longer lingering.
Okay. Maybe I just need to
Um,
get back out there.
but I say Target. Target was very. There wasn't these bizarre rules going on, and these going up. You had to go up down in Walmart. They're making you go in a certain traffic.
Yeah, like
Um,
one-way lanes.
yeah, and that wasn't going on at Target. And I went to Target like around 7 p.m. and no one was there. It was lovely.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was
Yeah.
curious why, and I get it, but
Yeah.
you
It's just
haven't
like,
gone out
yeah,
this whole time. So what,
I
cut yourself a
haven't.
break, just
I haven't.
go.
I've just like walked the neighborhood. I mean, I see people walking, but
Yeah.
I haven't gone into a public. I went into Boulder once because I did like a food drive for our soup kitchen. And so I went to meet the woman who runs that to bring her stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but I haven't, like, that was the first time I've
Yeah.
even like
You've done
got
your
out of my
part.
neighborhood.
I know. You've done your part. Now you can go to that Target. I know. I've been minimal, but it's good for me. I suit up and that's what I do. I take my clothes off when I get back
Right.
home and I wash them and
I think
you know,
it's not even so much about myself. I'm just like, what the thought for me is like, and I know, like, again, logically, like, if anybody in my household got sick, we would most likely be okay. Like we're not like Danny has a little bit of a higher risk factor, but not like, not anything super serious or anything. But I always like, I have that thought of I am responsible not just for myself, but also for my husband and my children. And so
Yeah.
what if I did go out just because I wanted to go out, and then
I've heard this from
something happened,
several women who have
and then I
children.
would feel really bad. I
Yeah.
would be like, shit, I did that because I couldn't stay in my house. I don't know. It's very hard to wrestle with.
Yeah.
And I eventually, like, it can't keep up forever. Eventually I'm just gonna need to go to the fucking store, right? Like,
Well, and the
but it's just
breakdowns
like,
don't seem to
yeah.
be controlling your life.
Right. And I'm still, like I said, we are getting out. Like I go on a walk. I went on like 3 walk. I go by myself. I go with both kids. I go with one kid at a time. Like I'm
Yeah.
constantly doing that kind of stuff. But
Yeah, when I was reading this one that I just read too, of the part about no more yoga, no more recovery meetings, therapy, nail appointments, and dinners out. I couldn't help but think, no more yoga. Actually, her and I actually go to the same studio. This person who wrote this, and I'm like, there is yoga. There is yoga online right now, and it's even bet. I think it's pretty great to do it here in a house. There is yoga. There is recovery meetings available 24 motherfucking 7. You can go to Italy. You could go to Australia. I mean, there's more recovery meetings that
yeah.
are than ever.
But I think what she's saying is she misses that in-person connection of it. And
Yes. But
there's
I'm saying
nothing.
the positive part of this, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh
The
yeah.
silver linings, the therapy. There is tons of therapists that are doing sessions on top of like guided meditation and stuff.
Yep.
My guy, right? Nail appointments, yeah, the nail appointments, but we can do our own nails, right? I mean, the luxury of that, right? And dinner's out, we can get dinners in. Have you guys gotten delivery at all?
We have, and we're gonna do it today actually
Yeah.
too. Yeah. We've done some pizza and different things. Today we're going to get some calzones from we have a Italian restaurant here in Superior. And so they're having like a
And they're good
special.
calzones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
god.
Del Vecchio's.
They're cooked all the way through calzones?
Yeah. You've had
Ooh.
raw ones? They
Every
have
once in a
$5.
while.
They have Tuesdays. I haven't got their calzones in a really long time, but I seen
Ooh.
that they were
Del
doing
Vecchio's?
the special. So we're going to try it out and
Cool.
see.
All right,
But
you got another one?
I do. So this one is a snapshot of my life right now. I woke up today feeling super sexy. I washed my hair yesterday. I'm refreshed, invigorated. I was furloughed last week, which means I only had to be a third grade teacher. But for the first time in a while, for today, for the first time in a while, I knew what day of the week it is. I sipped my coffee, sat back, and relaxed, kind of feeling ready to get back to work. Uh, I was right back at it, firing away emails. I noticed it was 8 a.m. and my child was still asleep. Shit, I better make sure she's still alive. I hopped in the bed to snuggle with her, and she woke up excited. Today is Thursday, with a big smile on her face. No, today's a Monday. The look on her face suggested that I'd smashed her hopes and dreams. Hey, what are moms for? She she seems to be the only one with a case of the Mondays. Apparently, mom is not a great teacher, and I don't do it like they do at school. And for now, and for the next 5 days, she will be subjected to a distracted teacher trying to work and teach her and be patient and kind and understanding. But I still have deadlines and due dates and customers waiting. Frustration mounts for us both. I have to say, I'm thankful that my husband still goes to work every day. But the minute he gets home, I am out the door going for the longest fucking walk anyone could go on. I stay away as long as my feet can handle it. It's my only escape. Well, that and eating an entire chocolate cake. I think it's balancing itself out. I'm not sure though. I haven't put on real clothes in 6 weeks. And a bra? I'm not sure I can ever go back. Does one go back after being free for months? I relate to that one too.
I love
Lots
it.
of bralessness going on.
All right, here's the one I got. Actually, I've been wearing a bra. I've been wearing a bra.
I've been
During the
having
day.
my sports bra on because I've been going outside and working out. But
Yeah, that's
other
all
than
I have
that,
anyway.
once
Yeah.
there's lots of showers happening at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the pajamas are on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's sometimes there might be one or two showers a day because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be sitting around. All right. Howling at 8 p.m. every evening has been the highlight of every day. Going to the grocery store is weird. Everyone looks and acts like they're in a first person shooter game with their masks on, and as they twirl around each other, trying to keep their 6 feet apart. I do like that they have senior happy hour every morning, as in seniors get the priority for 1 hour in the grocery store every morning before everyone else. I really miss being able to go to the grocery store whenever I want. Our store used to be always open to customers, except between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. every morning.
It's so fun. Isn't that funny how we all are like longing? Like, who would have thought that? I mean, if somebody said like last year when I was like complaining about going to the, fifth fucking grocery store or whatever, and then they would have been like, one day you're going to miss it. Or like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, when I moved here, I was like, oh my gosh, grocery stores are open like almost 24/7. Like, I thought that was oh, what a gift. I still, yeah, I truly hope we go back to that. God.
All right. This is one that really was eye-opening for me. It almost made me tear up a little just because it was something that I hadn't thought about. And I love those types of things. This one is non-essential. Non-essential. Adjective. Having little or no importance, non-essential. It's amazing to me how one word, one adjective to be specific, can alter your self-esteem.
Yeah.
Being an elementary art teacher or a specialist teacher, you are not always held in the same regard as other teachers. You learn early on that people don't take what you do seriously or think you are just teaching kids how to color, cut, and paste all day. Some of those people may even work in your very building. Of course, we do so much more. We know this. We prep, we plan, and source materials for the 150 students we see every single day. We instruct and project manage little hands with many different supplies. We incorporate writing, reading, math, and problem solving into one creative package and then multiply that by 350 or more students, depending on the school. So when districts were forced to close and move learning quickly into home platforms, many specialist teachers were left standing on the sidelines. We were told, you are non essential. Parents need their students to only focus on the biggies, math, literacy, writing. They cannot possibly handle any more stress that art, PE, or music might add to their days. Of course, many of us would argue that right now is the perfect time to be doing art, PE, and music as an antidote to all that stress. As a parent, I get this. Everyone is just trying to make it through the day. But as an art teacher, being told what you do, I don't know why this makes me cry, being told what you do is non essential is a really yucky feeling. It makes you question whether anything you've ever done or taught has ever mattered anyway. It makes you feel less than. Our coworkers are classroom teachers working 10 and 12-hour days trying to keep up teaching from home while educating their own kids. You might think special teachers are happy to have it easier and still get paid. We are grateful to be paid, don't get us wrong. But I assure you, we are not happy. It's like being given a big trophy for a race you never ran. We want to help, we want to teach, we want to spend our days designing fun and creative lessons that no one will likely see because right now we are non essential. We are the nice to haves, not the need to have. We are not needed. We do what we do has little or no importance. At least that is the message we are receiving, and it blows.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God. When I read that from my friend, and I was like, I hadn't thought about things in that perspective of like, what must that be like to be told that? And when I think about it myself, like you and I have no work right now and I'm non-essential, but at the same time, I'm like, it's just like having that dichotomy of like having to be in that same workspace with other people and like you're treated like, I don't know, like you're the redheaded stepchild of the family, and it's just different.
Yeah. It's frustrating.
Yeah. But I do agree. I'm like, no, like, yes, it is the time for art and PE and music. and I'm making my kid like every day. I'm like, no, like these are the things that we need right now for
Yeah.
sure.
And that
Oh,
perspective of getting, of being told non-essential, I feel that. I've felt it. I had a client say to me that dog walking right now is illegal, and I'm like, there's
right.
no law. And there's something about that, and I love that. I love that one.
I do too.
Um,
Yeah. And it's
because
like
there's
we're all
people who have,
important. Like we need a new word. That needs to be a different word or
yeah,
something.
because there's people who have kept us on and who have stuck with us this whole time.
Right.
And like that importance really,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, to hear
Yeah.
someone else's profession, because I have thought about the house cleaners. I've thought of all the other service people in the industry, right, that kind of go along with that, the industry that you and I have. And like, what a bummer. Like the restaurants, right? Yeah, there's still people doing takeout, but like to be told like you two are going to do takeout and you two you're going to get laid off, sorry, and like um and the seamstresses, right? We got wedding season coming up, right?
Yeah.
And just in general, people rely on seamstresses. Like they can't, and it's a blow. But then it's also this, it's a blow. But there's this also soul seeking part about it that I hope a lot of people who are in this position have been able to get to, instead of sitting in that blow, that self pity stuff. And I don't mean to call it self pity. It's kind of the dirty word to me, but just sitting in it and just feeling like we were victims, I guess, because we are, but we also can turn this around. We can help others. We can be, like you were saying, doing in that reading, like doing the art and stuff. Yeah, people aren't going to see it, but there's got to be a little joy in that, and like you can have your own, you can hang up your art in your own house. And I don't know, I like that though. That was a fantastic perspective.
I know. I loved it.
Here's
Good
a
job.
quickie. Everyone tells you about the freshman 15 when you go off to college, but no one wanted to tell us about the COVID-19 that you gained during quarantine.
I've seen a meme. I think about that too. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got it. I'm on that bandwagon.
I've been eating. I don't know. I don't think I've gained. I feel fluffy right now,
Yeah.
like I said, but
Fluffy.
I don't think I've get. But man, I've been eating. I've been
I've been eating
eating,
too, but it's
and
been nice.
it's been nice. I'm really like not beating myself up. The first I'm like,
No,
I'm gonna eat.
I know. I know. It's like whatever. I feel like some things a bounce between these things of like sometimes I'm like, what does it matter? And then
Yeah, and it's
sometimes I'm like,
something.
oh, I gotta do
It's
this. I do.
something to enjoy.
Yeah,
It's like an
exactly.
activity.
Yeah.
I've been
And I'm
baking.
like, whatever. Most of us are coming out of this a little heavy. So all right, I
Even if
have
I do
another.
gain some, I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
it
But
is.
it's been my motivation. If I'm going to eat, if I'm going to overeat, I go for a longer bike ride, but not
Yeah.
obsessively.
Yeah.
Not obsessive. I'm just like, and then maybe after the bike ride, I go and get ice cream. Woo.
It's a nice reward.
I'm like, whatever. Whatever. And we're helping the
Yeah.
smaller businesses. So it's kind of a feel good thing.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. This one says it's Saturday night. The weather is perfect, 70 something with a breeze. We are cooking steaks on the grill and the smell is amazing. Lumineers is playing in the background. My husband is sitting in his camping chair in the driveway, relaxing. My daughter is practicing riding a bike and the boys are playing basketball. It's just a moment when everything seems right. These are the moments we have missed. They had disappeared and we didn't even realize. It took COVID-19 for us to wake up. We have been way too busy for way too long, trying to get each kid to their practice, class, play date, birthday party, baseball game, basketball game, etc., and squeeze in a date night. Even though we were exhausted, keep the laundry from taking over, and the list went on. Since being forced to stay home, we have learned to get along better, we be there for each other. We have talked more, played games, and feel like a family again. My kids are getting along better. We have had times to bake, watch shows, and we were too busy for before. Play in a garden, play with our pets. My husband and I have date lunches in the bedroom where he works. It's hard, sure, but it's really has been a silver lining to all of this. Oh, I love that. Date lunches in the bedroom.
Date lunches in the bedroom.
I love that one.
Oh, baby. I like that too. homeschooling my 5-year-old while working a full-time job uh, remotely at home while quarantined in my apartment has been one hell of a roller coaster ride. After 3 weeks of trying my very best to make it all work, I was becoming so burnt out and I couldn't keep up the way I was going. Did I mention I'm a single mom? I had to beg my employer to cut my hours down. It was a struggle to get her to understand my position, and finally, after a lot of back and forth, they did cut down my hours. It was just a nightmare. Ooh.
That's hard. I've had it. I have a couple of single mom friends that I've talked to, and I'm just like, yeah, that's hard to balance that. It makes me grateful that I at least, have another adult in the house to help balance things out for me.
Yeah. I couldn't do this whole idea. These people who have never worked from home before and have always worked in the office, and then they've now, I mean, it was always when I used to work in the corporate world and I used to work from home, it was so hard to settle into working at home. I was distracted. It just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It was really hard, distracting and hard. And I can't even imagine having to homeschool on top of it. Like trying to figure that out. That's just crazy.
Yeah, we've had our days of homeschool. Some days I don't have to do so much, but like today I was right there, like side by side until after 12 for several hours. And I was
Yeah.
like, I had to be there. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, so some days are tougher than others.
Yeah.
This one says, my life right now, April 27th, 2020. Life has been so surreal and I'm getting used to it. I'm bored. No, I'm happy. Wait, I'm ambivalent. My kids are making me crazy all day in the house when they do a dance party and speak really fucking loudly like kids do. I want to yell, shut the fuck up, but I don't. Instead, I hide. I hide out wherever I can. I go outside, I bike, walk. No, I hate walking. Bike. Jet ski, I boat. I'm free. I Zoom with my peeps, the ones that get me, the ones that rally together and support me and everyone in our group. I love these women. They are my anchor and my lifeline. I thank God and I take a breath. That sums up a lot, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got another one?
I got something on my mind.
What?
I'm not sure if other states are lifting the stay at home deal, but I'm starting to people are getting out again, and they're posting pictures at the beach.
Yep.
They're posting pictures on their boats out on the people are and I'm like, I don't want to see pictures of your vacation right now.
I know.
But then here I am sitting here and I'm like, can everyone hurry up and get on their vacation? Because I need you all to go on vacation so that you need me to work for you.
So you can work. I know. It's hard. It's hard.
Cuckoo, right? That's how we end up in the cuckoo crying, laughing deal.
It is. It is. That's how I
Social
feel like
media,
everything, right? I shouldn't speak for everybody. I'm constantly in this like dual world emotions.
Dual. Here's another one. I've been quarantining in Vail up on a steep hill in a cabin far away from others. In early March, I said, no way would this virus ever get up here in the mountains. This is the last place it would ever get to. To my surprise, the first case popped up in Dillon, just down the road from I-70 from me. And the next thing I knew, Vail had become Colorado's very first hotspot for coronavirus. It was surreal. I stayed inside as much as I could, and I was grateful to live far away from everyone else so that I could walk the property I live on without fear. I have RA, rheumatoid arthritis, which already compromises my immune system. My water source is down in Boulder at El Dorado Springs. I like to fill up my water bottles with fresh water, good water. In late March, I made arrangements to meet my daughter down there to fill up my water bottles. I was worried there would be roadblocks on I-70 to get out of the mountains. I came up with canned responses just in case I got pulled over. But there were no roadblocks. It was all a rumor. I made my way down there And my daughter and I had some social distancing quality time together. We didn't hug, but we shared a lot of laughs and stories.
Oh my gosh,
That's
I
what,
didn't even know there were rumors that they were like not letting people come down the mountain.
yeah. There was rumors that there was
Oh
going to
my
be
gosh.
roadblocks and not let people in the mountain and not.
All right, I have one last one.
Okay.
All right. This one says, I have been thinking about a lot of things lately. I find myself being hard on myself at times. I feel like I should do more. I should clean the fridge. I should organize the closet. I should do the deep clean of the house, blah, blah, blah. I ask myself, am I doing this right? Then I think, this is a fucking global pandemic. No one is doing this right because we are not the same. My right may not be right for you, and yours may not be right for me. I hear these thoughts about boxes and beams. Stay in your box, stay in this box, check your box. Think outside the box, stay on the beam, balance on the beam, etc. Well, today I choose to take that box and punch a hole in it, put it over my head, and wear it over my chest as armor. I wear it as armor, and I take the beam and use it as my weapon. For today, I'm in battle with the should. I'm a fucking warrior. Today, I may decide to use the box, or tomorrow, I may decide to use the box to hold my popcorn and ice cream and use the beam as a headrest while I lay back and rest to take it easy. The next day, I may choose to stand on that box and shout out my feelings and use the beam to hold my sign. Or maybe I will spend the day hiding in the box and use the beam as my barricade. But I will not do that should game any longer. I make the rules. So if I want to be a warrior, I will. If I want to rest and take it easy, I will. If I want to stand up on the box and let my voice be heard, I will. If I want to hide away from the world in my box, I will. I will live in my moments without my own judgment because they are mine and they are beautiful, scary, exhilarating, boring, angry, loving, confusing, courageous, spiritual, and unique. Every single one.
Yeah. I was telling Travis the other day, drop the shoulds.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I felt that way too in the beginning. I was like, I should be deep cleaning my house. I should be making banana bread. I should be. I did that too. And then, right, like, yes, I had that same thought of, we're in a freaking pandemic.
Right.
Like, you know what? Travis and I have quote unquote parties now because the dishes pile up and then we have a party putting them away and do it like
Right.
washing them.
I
And I'm
know.
like,
Yeah.
I like it. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
I
Like, because at
remember
first I was like,
seeing
gotta keep on top of this. Like,
exactly. I feel like you've seen everybody like, oh, I'm going to do this project and I'm doing this. And I remember seeing somebody posted, they were like, if all y'all's houses aren't, clean from top to bottom, then you're just lazy when this is over. And I thought, fuck you. Like, why? Why does it like this? I do. I think about sometimes like I should do this or I should do that or my closet or this is I have all this time. I should be doing that. But I'm like,
yeah,
I have all this time. So shouldn't I just do what I want? And that's not what I want to do. And like my husband said the other day, because I was like, oh, we should clean. He's like, nobody's coming over. Like, it's not like our house is like trash. Like it's, it's not completely a mess. But he was like, who's coming? Like, why? Why do you
yeah,
have to? I'm like, I don't know. And I've left dishes in my sink until the end of the day. And I usually don't do that, Corey. And I'm just like, I don't know.
yep,
And I'm trying to be nice to myself on days that I'm like, it's 5 o'clock and I don't know what I did. I'm like, I don't know what I did. Like, how
yep,
did this day go? I'm like, oh, I went on 10 walks. Like, that's all I did is walk. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's okay.
yeah. It's amazing. I mean, we talk about we have so much time, but like, it's just one day,
Yeah.
and what we get. How many hours of the day are we even awake? 13 hours, maybe 14 hours out of the day, and then we sleep what, maybe 10. And then I'm like, it has been amazing how much shit us as human beings jam into that 14 hours. And like, one thing that I have noticed with myself is like, I used to have severe, like, not in the stomach, anxiety, before I quit mind altering substances. And since quitting mind altering substances, that has dissipated for me. I rarely have an anxiety knot in my stomach. But I do sometimes have upset stomachs. It's like often for me, it's not that anxiety feeling, but it's like my stomach, it's just not working well, you know, and I try to feed myself really good foods and stuff. And this is when we're going, when normal life, you know. But now with life slowing down, I haven't had one upset stomach. Like, and I believe it's because there was still this mini anxiety, and it was maybe in my intestines, where the hell it was, right? But like, I I don't have this underlying anxiety that I didn't even realize I had, because things have slowed down and I'm not trying to jam as much as I can into my day. And that's something I got to pay attention to, because I couldn't figure out why I had these upset stomachs, you know, stomach stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, because I used to say, oh, sugar is fucking up my body, it's ruining my body, right? I've had ice cream, I've had some candy, I've had cookies, and I have not had the feelings that I had, or this, like, you know, idea that sugar, I had no fatigue, I wasn't ill, I didn't have an upset stomach, right? Like, and I'm like, wait a second, it's not the food I'm eating. I really don't believe that. Yeah, but I eat pretty healthy anyway. But I was convinced that even when we're eating healthy and having a cookie, that it was making me sick. And that's not true, because I've been eating my cookies. You know? And and now I realize it's the outside stuff. It's me legit trying to jam in as much as I can in my life, running around like a maniac, you know, even when I didn't realize it was a maniac thing. I was just trying, it was just go, 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 go. Um, and so I like this. My body likes it. It's interesting. My body likes this.
Yeah.
My mind will start going a little bit. My mind, the moment my head hits that damn pillow, it wants to think about, you know, anxious things that happened in the past. And I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa. We're the body's putting you to bed. Chill out.
You got
So
one
it's
more
very
story?
interesting. Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I am an environmental educator. In any normal workday, I could travel to 5 different schools across many miles. I have the opportunity to collaborate with staff and students from preschool to high school on waste reduction in order to take care of this planet we call home. Ironically, COVID-19 is providing a much needed breather to our planet, but has students and teachers shuttered at home. Like most, my job is nothing near normal these days. Instead of traveling from school to school, now I might travel to 5 different locations in my house, trying to find a quiet spot that is now home. School and work to School and work to 5 humans and 4 canine friends. Holy cow, that's a lot. Instead of meeting with students in a classroom, I'm left to record presentations for online access and hope they will find their way to our target audience. Like many, I feel so disconnected. I deeply miss those in-person connections and feedback from teachers and students. Recently, a principal contacted me to see how I could help her reduce their waste and reused materials, as the school must be emptied for construction over the summer. Under normal conditions, we could be on site. We could help sort materials. We could help collect and rehome supplies to schools in need. Again, nothing about these times is normal. I attempted to find a way to help her, but thanks to COVID-19, we met a roadblock at every turn. It seemed as though our hands were tied. Usable materials would end up being wasted. I had given up hope. This morning, something as simple as an email reinvigorated my connection and hope. The same principal emailed me with an update. She had persisted. She was able to negotiate the donation of all their reusable materials to their sister school in Mexico. All of those supplies would not be wasted and would go to students in need. She took her valuable time to share that news with me. Her email full of good news made me cry. So this morning, COVID-19 made me happy cry.
Oh, I love it.
That's a great story.
It is. It is. And it's another way again of these like things that I didn't think about that. I didn't think about how are things getting into the hands of, like these supply chains of different different things that can be broken in different ways,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
Ugh,
I know
I love all these
everybody's
stories.
contorting and
Yeah.
conforming and
Yeah.
molding and shifting, and it's interesting because we
It
have to
is.
pause and really
Yeah.
like think about it. How are we going to make this work?
But but you know what? I mean, like us humans, we are great at that, right? We're
We're
great at
resilient.
yeah. So anyways, I love hearing everybody's stories. Please keep sending them to us. We'll read them again. For me, I found it's just so nice, and it's another way of just having some connection and getting some different points of view, and for me of like getting out of my head and thinking about somebody else and how they're feeling. That helps me a lot.
Me too.